Hi Cancer, welcome to your July 2019 monthly readings. Hopefully, you guys, it must be Mercury retrograde. Not only can I not speak, I tried to do a few videos and they just didn't record, man. Like, I'm a little frustrated right now. Alright, so I just left those signs. And moving on to the water signs now. So, maybe those ones shouldn't be done right now. So I'm just going to take it as a side. So I'm going to do these slightly different than I normally do them. I'm going to use angel cards. So there's sayings on all of these cards. And then I'll pull 3 tarot cards. Oh, one flipped. Actually, and that was the card. It's the 8 of Action. It's a card that I just pulled for Virgo, and Virgo's video didn't record after 30 minutes of talking. So the 8 of Action. It's it there in case you get an intuitive hit. It says there's so much going on right now that it may feel overwhelming to you, and yet it's wonderful to be so busy with the work that you love. Express gratitude for the blessings of heaven that are taking up your time, and even if life's challenging, if you're asked to travel and take a flight, then do so with confidence. So if you get the opportunity, you got 2 cards that Virgo got. That's just strange. So maybe like Virgo's reading was supposed to be yours? Maybe there's a Virgo Cancer cross? I don't know. So with the 8 of Action, that's like the 8 of Wands. That's a lot going on, a lot happening, quick. It's like spontaneous things happening. Oh, I can't even talk. Happening. So that's like random people popping up in your life. Like random people stopping by your place. It's like random people phoning you. A lot of messages to send out, a lot of emails to get out, a lot of emails coming in, a lot of phone calls coming in, a lot of opportunities too to go out and do things. And it's saying to go out and do things. I get like a 1 to 2 hour radius. I don't know why. So maybe like traveling 1 to 2 hours out of your area. So going on a mini trip maybe. If you do get the opportunity to go out, it is saying to go out. Okay. If you get invitations to go do things, it is saying to do those things. Okay. So that's a Sag Mercury card, and Sagittarius is about foreign things. So things that are not known to you are new. It's about expansion. So things outside of your comfort zone or you wouldn't normally do or try. It's about optimism. So it's like if I want to try something and I'm not good at it or I fail at it, it's okay. On to the next thing. It's 8 of Wands. So there's lots of opportunities. There's lots of trials and errors. It's kind of like a roller coaster motion. Okay. With the 8 of Action too, it's like I say this all the time with the 8 of Wands. Okay. It's like in the movie Up. You have the little dog that's in the movie Up, okay? And anytime somebody yells out squirrel, the dog is like, what? Huh? What? And he gets deterred off of his pathway, off of his track, okay? So there could be things popping up that get you off your track. And in some cases, they're meant to be there to get you on track. So you have this vibe here of sometimes you have to be lost in order to be found, okay? I don't know if that resonates with you guys, but it's what I'm getting. And then you had inner strength. Okay. It says you have great courage and kindness. You may not realize how strong and powerful you are, but there's no problem you can't solve. The compassion you so freely give to others must also be given to yourself. Stand strong in your convictions if the right answer to tell someone is no. Okay. This is an 11. 11 is a master number. It's a complicated number. Okay. So it is like a gateway, a doorway. Okay. So like if you don't want to be around yes men, all right, and you don't want to be a yes man or woman. Okay. So if you don't like something, you say you don't like it. Okay. This is talking about like positive reinforcement though. Okay, so it's like, instead of getting upset, because we often as humans, uh, we do do we do negative reinforcement a lot. So that would be, if we don't like something, we will give the silent treatment. Okay, if we don't want to do something, we say maybe. All right, maybe usually means no. Everybody knows that when you're a kid and you ask your parent and they say maybe, it's pretty much no. So this is saying, don't feel uncomfortable with saying no. All right. With 11 though, that is like electronics I'm getting. Um, like around nighttime, you don't want to have electronics around you. The energy that it's given off, with 11 being a master number, there's sensitivity there. And as a Cancer, you are sensitive. But electronics, there's something about electronics with you guys. I don't know if you have them around your bed a lot, if you like fall asleep with your TV on, or you have your computer or you're on your phone before you go to bed. You want to sway away from that. Okay, something about the energy frequency is interfering with you. So it could be like what you're watching has it's influencing you. So if you're around negative people a lot, well then that's energy being transferred. It's interfering with your energy, so you're absorbing it. It's also like music. You want to ensure that you're listening to positive music, because that's going to affect your vibration as well, right? Eight of Action is also, it's Cupid's arrows. It's messages of love, okay, in all forms, from friends, family members, uh, uh, people to support you, all right? So the next card you got is the Nine of Thought. Okay, she looks very bored. She's been cooped up a while, so going out is very important for you guys. She wants to play though. Okay, so it's like when a child is like been cooped up too long, they get really grumpy if they're not exerting their energy properly, right? They need to run free, roam free. All right. So this is kind of like, I'm getting like you're starting something and then you're not really finishing it. I'm not sure what that means. It's like you start something in the house, or you want to do something and it's like in the moment, and then you're not completing it. I don't know why. It's like you may agree to go out and then you're canceling because you don't feel like it suddenly. So I don't know why. This is saying um, to get out, because I'm getting like this child that is like pent up, like, so that means like they're getting out of hand, maybe because they're bored, right? So it's like when there's no drama, this you may be you or somebody else may be creating drama um, because of like, well, if it's happening with an adult, that, and it mostly happens with women. Okay, women, we're all a little, I don't want to say crazy, but we're complex creatures. So when like things dwindle in the relationship, the women tend to create drama because it creates excitement. So it's like something here about excitement, all right? And you want to be doing this in a positive manner, not a negative manner. So you don't want to be creating drama. What you're lacking is excitement. So it's basically like a child, when they're not exerting their energy, they get bored and they're pent up, and they um, start getting into things that they shouldn't, start doing things that they shouldn't, they're cranky, like uh, there's that kind of vibe here. I'm not sure why. It's a little odd. For some of you with children, it is talking about chores with the children, getting them to do chores, creating chore lists. Maybe you need help at home. So it's like if you're a mother and you're always doing everything, as a Cancer, you probably would. Your child needs to start participating more, to take a little off of your plate. And that's not a bad thing. And it's not taking things off your plate. You're teaching them life skills, right? because in life, you don't get paid to do chores when you're an adult, right? Adulting. There's certain necessities you have to do. It's not pleasant, but you have to do them, like we have to do our dishes. We have to clean up the house. We have to clean up our room. We have to do our laundry. Okay, so getting your kids to do chores, you don't have to pay them for it. I know some parents do. Okay, if you're giving them an incentive, that's fine. But in reality, you don't get paid to do those things. Those things are necessities. So you want to be teaching your kids the necessities for life. All right, not always pleasant. So that means like maybe you need to make it fun too. So like when you're cleaning, you're blasting music to clean, right? I know when I was a kid, you guys, I'm 34. Uh, my mom's Portuguese, and Portuguese women usually have one day a week that they do like this big major cleanup. And my mom used to wake us up to AC/DC, Hell's Bells, on Sunday morning. And that was cue to get downstairs. She would always have a really nice breakfast for us, right? And actually, Sunday, like me, my sister, we usually cook good breakfasts on Sunday. And that's just um, because when we were children, it was shown to us, right? So we do kind of have that pattern of doing it. Um, but she would always cook us a really good breakfast, and then it was go time. Where by go time, it was like everybody get to it, like cleaning, right? Okay, and you have your cards. You got your card, the Chariot, right? You have the Knight of Cups. It says trust on it. Okay, you can see music here too. I did get music, positive music. Okay, and that's energy. So I do have energy affecting your emotions. So that could be a lot of things, you guys. It could be like what you're watching before you go to bed. What is your morning routine? Okay, like maybe you need to start putting on positive affirmations in the morning to manifest, right? This is also like, okay, a good thing to do is if you're having negative thoughts, because you have the Nine of Thoughts here, which is like the Nine of Swords. Okay, it's a lot of like your mind being jumbled about things that may not be necessary or may be necessary. But a good exercise to do is when your mind's going to the more negative uh, thought process, is to put a rubber band around your wrist and snap it whenever you're having a negative thought. That will retrain you. It'll interrupt your thought process where you can then correct it and go to, instead of what if this happens and it goes wrong, try to, with the Eight of Wands here being Jupiter or Mercury, try to think about more positive. What if it goes right? And with the Eight of Wands here is you don't know until you try. Okay, so it's no longer thinking, it's doing. So those changes you want to make, trust yourself, you can do them. There will be hiccups. You're going to be victorious with the Chariot card here. Okay, I see the Chariot card as a victory card because the Chariot back in the day, they would drive the Chariot inland into their town or wherever it was, like say the Greek and Roman days after a victory. They would, on the Chariot would be all of the treasures and goods that they brought back from their victory. In some cases, it was heads. Yeah, but with this here, there's a lot of music. It's listening too. Okay, but the Knight of Cups, they're great listeners. All right, they're really good friends. They feel what you feel. They give fantastic hugs. So maybe you need a hug. And with this card, I always get maybe why I brought up AC/DC too. That you see the lightning bolts. It's like it always reminds me of that song by AC/DC, Thunderstruck. I don't. It's the thunderbolts, right? So, but maybe you have to make cleaning fun. So blasting music. You have the Sun card too, Innocence. So anything hidden will come to light. But this is also sitting on the Nine of Thoughts. So it's like you honestly, what I'm getting is you can't think about things, you have to do. Okay, so it's the way you're exerting your energy. If you have a problem, putting energy into thinking about the problem continuously over and over again is you not conserving your energy properly. You're wasting it. Where if you need to direct your energy focus towards the solution, you already know what the problem is. Dwelling on it is not going to accomplish anything. All right, like so now you focus your energy on the solution. What are possible solutions that I can do? With the Eight of Wands here, there's multiple avenues, multiple ways to do things. All right. And then you had these extra cards that came out. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. What goes up must come down. Okay. There's no happy without sad, no sad without happy, no good without bad, no bad without good. All right. The wheel's continuously turning all the time. You have the Ten of Pentacles. You got the Page of Cups, that's understanding. Okay. And then you have Temperance, which says art on it. Some of you could create music. Some of you are creative. The Cups characters are quite creative. I always see the Cup characters, like they're really good in science, like the flow of things. Like anything that has a flow to it, they're really good at, right? Like the universe is mysterious, but it has a flow to it, right? Like life's full of irony. And I find like water signs have this natural ability to understand it. But they're also very creative, right? So like they're very good painters. They're very good artists in many avenues, right? Art can be woodwork, it could be bakeries, it could be food, you know, like it could be you have a strong music vibe here, right? But some of you could have an epiphany moment, right? And if some of you are dwelling on somebody from the past, right? Like the thing you want to be wary of is the knight in shining armor, all right? Like because with the knight in shining armor, his armor's only shiny because it's never been used before, all right? So just listen and you'll find what it is that you need to know. And I kind of feel like the way you guys are going to get your answers are in a the universe and life are going to support you and show you these things. So it's kind of like when you see butterflies, or if you're seeing a dragonfly constantly, or you see rabbits, or a stray cat, or even some insects. Okay, look up the spiritual meaning to it, because there's the universe trying to give you a tidbit of information of what you need to know, if that makes sense. With the Temperance card, it's a Sag card, obviously. It does talk about patience, but the decisions and choices that you need to make right now and the things that you need to consider, and what's going to get you unstuck and move forward is you want to be looking at the long term. So you need to be sacrificing your short term stability for long term. So it may be like you want to go back to school, you have these ideas, these thoughts, these things that you want to achieve or do or change or whatever it may be. And it's saying that perhaps, because you want to go back to school, you have to move in with a roommate or something to save money. You're sacrificing your short term. But in the long term, it's going to benefit you. All right. Because eight of Wands is shooting out. It's long distance. And so is Temperance. Okay. Sagittarians never sacrifice the short term. Okay. They're interested in long term. So you want to ensure that your instant gratification is not sacrificing your long-term gratification. All right. And then we have an animal card. I do feel like there's bonding with a child even. Some of you can be involved with, like, you have a cat here, okay? And cats are very independent. They're very self-sufficient. Okay, they don't need a lot of attention. They do need it sometimes, but not all the time. Okay, so there's cat people and there's dog people, and I don't mean like owners. I mean like cat people are those people that are more independent. They go out there but they always come back home. All right, they always come back home, but they do need their quality time, alone time. All right, they come home for dinner. All right, they come home for their lovings. But they need to venture out. And then you have dog people. Dog people are very loyal companions. right? Like all the traits that a dog has. Oh, you got the rabbit. Uh, but they require more attention, all right? A cat you can leave at home and they will keep themselves amused, all right? A dog, they can get very depressed when nobody's home, all right? And then they get all excited when somebody's home and they're right beside you all the time, right? They constantly are attached to you. Or they need to be walked, you know, like they need you to bathe them, all right? Cats clean themselves. They don't like the water, all right? Dogs can have fun in the water. Where So maybe one of your children is like a cat character. They're more independent, right? So the card you got was rabbit. It says facing your fears, self-preservation, carefulness, persistence, apprehension, awareness. All of being becomes hearing. Also, the message with the rabbit is health, foods that you're eating. So maybe, you know, that's quite important to you guys. Like, if you're eating a lot of sugar, you're going to crash, right? A lot of caffeine, you're going to crash. So you want natural sugars, all right? Your diet, eating healthy too, the foods you're eating may be affecting you, may be affecting your mood swings, your blood sugar levels. Okay, and the rabbit says, quick-witted and reactive. When caught off guard, the rabbit is prone to act before thinking. To balance this great ability for self-preservation, intuition, and attentiveness, it is important for the rabbit to pace, center, and ground himself. In this way, the rabbit learns how to not live in fear, being easily manipulated. The rabbit is vigilant. And it says his giant ears, wide range of vision, and ability to sleep with open eyes allow him to be constantly aware. What stood out to me was the rabbit learns how to live not in fear, being easily manipulated. So, best advice I could give to that, you guys, is if you're being emotionally manipulated or manipulated in any manner, um, is to watch the actions of the person, um, not listen to what they're saying, okay? Because the words will be how you're manipulated. Um, so it can go two ways with that, though, right? Because um, personality would be what people say. Character would be what they do. Okay, so somebody could say that they're really caring and giving person, but their actions show otherwise. Okay, and then the flip side, the way that can go is somebody could have a persona of being really mean or non-caring, because they have that self-preservation, that the shell that they're putting on. They've been hurt in the past and they don't want to be hurt again. So it's kind of with that persona, it keeps people at a distance. However, if you watch their actions and they say, oh, I don't, you know, I'm not going to help you, I'm not going to do this, I don't care. Okay, but then you watch their actions and they actually do help. They do care, right? So it can go two ways. One could be a really good talker, okay, but you watch their actions and you'll see, like, they're all talk and no show, right? So they're all about personality. Their character uh, is on the lower end, we'll say, okay. Or you can meet somebody that claims that they're not caring, but their actions do show that they are, right? Then they're just like that due to past traumas or hurt, right? So to prevent yourself from being emotionally manipulated or manipulated, it's to watch the actions, okay? This will allow you to break free and say no, because some people will use emotional manipulation, right? So they'll try to use empathy and sympathy on you, right? But what are their actions? Okay, if you've been involved, you have a friend that's always like borrowing money because I'm broke. They're always like, I'm broke, right? Like, can I borrow money because this happened? Oh, you know, this happened. Oh, and then this happened, right? Okay, well, that person's actions are showing you that they're never going to change. They're not good with their money and they're manipulating you because they know you're caring. So they're putting a sad story behind it so you'll do what that they want you to do. All right? Does that make sense? I'm really hoping this video records, you guys. So I'll give you one affirmation card, and that will be your homework. So just think about what it means to you. When you think about what it means to you, the words that come into mind, then you want to think about those words. Okay? And then the card you got is I am secure. So insecurities could be the issue. When you're secure within yourself, then you're secure with your surroundings because you understand that you can't, people can't affect your security, right? They can, but only if you allow them to. All right, you guys. So hopefully this helped you out. Namaste, and I will talk to you next month. Have a fabulous month, you guys.